Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to the Truth Talk podcast. I'm back here with my wife Dee.
Hi everybody, I hope you guys are having a great day.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Toni, Blac Chyna's mother, exposing Hollywood. Let's get right into it. A few weeks back, I made a video on Toni, the mother of Blac Chyna, after she made claims that the Illuminati had gotten her daughter. Toni was on a live looking devastated after she discovered Blac Chyna had taken the oath.
You are done out here. They gonna get you. They gonna get you next. Don't say I didn't say it. I'm gonna prepare for it. I really am. They're gonna tear her down. They're gonna put her on drugs. She don't speak up for herself. She don't get. She sit in that house like, I'm just done with it. I'm deathly afraid of her. I swear to God, she would sacrifice me for more. What is she doing at the Grammys? For what? You ain't dead. When the Illuminati come for Angela, because they gonna come. They gonna come. There's nothing I can do. I don't ever want to go around my daughter again. Not alone. Not without two in a pit. I feel marked for death with her. Because they do these things. They can get up. Oh, my mama died. Never. Only when the Lord ready. And I got things to do.
As you saw for yourself, Toni truly appeared worried and concerned for not just her daughter, but for herself as well. She stated that she felt marked for a ritual sacrifice and that she was avoiding Blac Chyna at all costs, claiming that she believed Chyna would eventually sacrifice her for success in the industry. As we just spoke about in my last video, Hollywood's dark history of sacrifices, Kanye admitted that industry sacrifices are happening behind the scenes. In that video, we discussed how today's occultists are making ritual offerings to the same pagan gods the pagans used to sacrifice to ages ago. This is exactly what Toni is talking about, her daughter ritually offering her to a pagan god. I recently came across another interesting video about Toni regarding her daughter Blac Chyna. In a recent interview she did, Tokyo confessed that not only her daughter is serving Baphomet, but also the entire industry as well.
That tattoo.
All right. It's a Baphomet. It's a picture size, 8 by 10 on her 10 by 12. Of a Baphomet, which is back in the day, let me try to explain. They use it for the Templars, the Knights Templars, that and the third. Well, today, they've, like anything else, they've changed it. They've turned everything around. What's old is now new. What's wrong is now right. So this is the same thing. So it's a goat, which is transitioned to be both a male and a female. One hand goes up to God, one hand goes down to Satan. And this is who they all worship. Every last one of them. So she has it on her. I think it's gross, it's highly disappointing, it's scary, and it's allegiance. When you show allegiance to any god, and a person can be a god. Beyonce is a god of this earth. When you put your allegiance and all of that into that, and you stamp it on your ass, that's it. I can't take it. I mean, you actually went on and sold her soul. And it's facts. Well, I would go to her house, refuse to stay in her house. While I was there, I went through a cabinet in there. When I looked up, and this was what got me out of her house last time I was there, and I've never been back. I looked up and I saw something, and I just backed up and was like, y'all just don't even want to know. It went real bad. It went real bad. When I saw that, it went bad. So what I saw was a globe-like thing, what do you call it, like a crystal ball? Yeah. A round ball, and it sat with a Baphomet under it, and it had this black inside, like it's shaking.
As you heard for yourself, Toni said her daughter's a worshiper of the horned beast, Baphomet. She also went on to expose the entire industry by saying that they all worship Baphomet as well. Toni even stated that her daughter had Baphomet tattooed on her backside to show her alliance to the demon. She also tells an interesting story about finding a Baphomet crystal ball Blac Chyna uses for her rituals. This alone should prove to the world that all this occult imagery isn't for show. It isn't for shock value or to be cool. They have these occult objects at their homes that the public don't see. This is not for the cameras. This is is not for shock value, it's who they worship and follow. The fact that Blac Chyna has Baphomet tattooed lets you know everything you need to know about her. Like her mother said, she sold her soul to the horned deity, just like the rest of Hollywood. Toni also tries to explain to the interviewers what Baphomet is, telling them how the deity traces all the way back to the Knights Templars. She was right with some of what she was saying, but not all. Baphomet is a deity that is worshipped by occultists all around the world. The worship of the deity traces all the way back to the Knight Templars, who were actually destroyed for the worship of Baphomet. Some of the Knight Templars were able to escape, especially one Grandmaster, Jacques de Molay, who the Masonic de Molay organization is named after. Jacques and the rest of the remaining Templars became the original Freemasons. The reason the Templars worship Baphomet is because he represents Lucifer's ideology of duality and moral freedom, which means those who follow Baphomet see themselves as gods. They don't need to worry about sin. Baphomet is always shown doing the as above shall below pose, which represents as in heaven shall be on earth, meaning those who follow Baphomet would live their paradise on earth at the cost of their souls. So many celebrities have shown admiration to Baphomet, like Kanye West, Rihanna, Jack Black, and Elon Musk. It's literally all over Hollywood, as this is who Hollywood serves. Like I've mentioned many times in the past, all of these celebrities are disciples of Crowley, and Crowley himself was a worshiper of Baphomet. Crowley had incorporated Baphomet with his OTO and Thelma organizations. Crowley made it clear that Baphomet was Lucifer, who enlightened humanity, making them like gods. He even wrote about Baphomet in his books. In Crowley's Book of Magic, spelled with a K, he stated, "A devil who had unity would be a god. The devil is historically the god of any people that one personally dislikes. This serpent, Satan, is not the enemy of man, but he who made gods of our race, knowing good and evil. He bade, know thyself, and sought initiation. He is the devil of the Book of Thoth, and his emblem is Baphomet, the androgyne, who is the hieroglyph of arcane perfection. He is therefore life and love. But moreover, his letter is Aeon, the eye, so that he is light. And his zodiacal image is a Capricornus, that leaping goat, whose attribute is liberty." Crowley is explaining what I explained many times before. Occultists don't see the devil as evil, but as their savior. Crowley states Lucifer made our race gods by liberating us. This is why occultists see Lucifer as the deity that freed them from God's moral chains. Satanists see Baphomet as a symbol of rebellion towards God and a symbol of moral freedom. This is what do what thou wilt represents. Crowley also tells us why Lucifer is represented with the one-eye symbolism, as it represents enlightenment. He enlightened humanity with the knowledge of good and evil. Crowley paints Lucifer as a hero, a savior, or the light. He flips the truth, making good evil and evil good, just like Blac Chyna's mother said. Crowley even states that Baphomet's zodiac sign is the leaping goat that represents liberty. They see Baphomet as the liberator, the light bearer. Crowley also writes about how Baphomet is the Creole to his organization. He wrote, "I had taken the name Baphomet as my motto in the OTO for 6 years, and more, I had tried to discover the proper way to spell this name. I knew that it must have 8 letters, and also that the numerical and literal correspondence must be such as to express the meaning of the name in such a way to confirm what scholars had found out about it, and also to clear up those problems which archaeologists had so far failed to solve. One theory of the name is that it represents this word, which I can't pronounce, which means monarch of the underworld." He continues by saying, "The baptism of wisdom, another that is a corruption of the title meaning Father Mithras. Needless to say, the suffix R supported the latter theory. I added up the word as spelled by the wizard. It totaled 729. This number had never appeared in my Kabbalistic working, and therefore meant nothing to me. It, however, justified itself as being the cube of 9. The word, the mystic title given by Christ to Peter as the cornerstone of the church, has this same value. So far, the wizard has shown great qualities. He had cleared up the etymological problem and shown why the Templars should have given the name Baphomet to their so-called idol. Baphomet was Father Mithras, the cubical stone which was the corner of the temple. Crowley openly admits that Baphomet has a great importance to occultists, and it's because he is Lucifer. Baphomet, Baal, Moloch, Samhain, or Saturn, whatever they choose to call him, he is still Lucifer. The Freemasons never stopped worshipping Baphomet, and only the 33rd degree Master Masons would know. Crowley himself was a Freemason who worshipped Baphomet, just like the rest of the Masons a part of the OTO. With a simple search, you can easily find that Crowley played a big role in the OTO, or Ordo Templi Orientis, a Masonic organization led by only 33rd degree Master Masons. You can only join this order if you pass all of the degrees of traditional Masonry. This is when a Mason is then invited to join the secret OTO group. The OTO was heavily influenced by Crowley's Thelma. As much as the Masons claim no association to Baphomet, this isn't true. The higher degree Masons worship Baphomet just like Crowley did. The Masons always deny their association with Baphomet, even though they were caught red-handed worshiping the deity. The Masons have been accused several times in the past of being worshippers of Baphomet and even making ritual offerings to it. We know the Masons run Hollywood, and we all know they serve the horned deity. Tokyo Toni is unknowingly putting it all on the line while explaining what her daughter has gotten herself into. I don't think she truly knows what she's getting herself into by telling the world this. The Masons don't want to be associated with Baphomet because it would lead to their demise, just like the last time. They know if the world knew they worship Baphomet, they would turn against them. This is why only people at the highest degrees of Masonry know the truth about Baphomet. Those at the bottom of the organization are used to make the organization look good. They send them out to do community work, and they make them pay to be members. A 3rd degree Mason does not know what a 33rd degree Mason knows. The only way they can find out is by climbing the degrees. What Tokyo Toni revealed is just more confirmation on what we already discovered on this channel. Blac Chyna has taken the oath and has chosen to align herself with Baphomet so she can have her paradise on earth just like Crowley. Sadly, the occultists that run our world have been building Baphomet's kingdom here on earth. Like we recently saw with the Brazil Carnival, they have tricked the entire world to worship Baphomet, and the masses just do it blindly. No one questions all the satanic imagery being displayed. No one even takes the time to look into it. Whenever everybody brings up the fact that the Satanism has been ramped up, people just call it a conspiracy theory. But it's not a conspiracy theory when we keep seeing people from inside of the industry come out and expose it. These celebrities all worship Baphomet. You know, when we saw Tokyo Toni a few weeks back, talking about her daughter joining the Illuminati, how she was so worried about her daughter, I'm pretty sure most people just brushed her off. But now she went a step further. She took it a step even further, decided to call out not only her daughter, but the rest of the industry, and then point to the fact that they all worship Baphomet. You know, we've said this so many times. I've pointed out the fact that Crowley is the one these celebrities worship. Crowley is the one that's influenced so many of these people. And it's interesting because Crowley said that he was going to bring in the Order of the Aeon. And this is exactly what the Order of the Aeon is. The world where everyone openly worships Lucifer and where it's accepted. The Satanic Temple is an organization and is not even looked frowned upon. We have gotten to the place where a satanic organization like the Satanic Temple exists, where people openly worship Lucifer and openly give their worship to the devil. This is what the Order of the Aeon represents. And then what's very interesting is that we know what company Blac Chyna kept. She was around rappers like Tyga. She was around celebrities like the Kardashians. This is the people that she's been associated with. So when her mother is talking about her daughter being associated with these devil worshippers, who do you think she's talking about? She's talking about these very people.
I don't think this is Blac Chyna's first time being involved in this stuff. Obviously, like you said, she's been around for a long time in the industry. And you know, in order to be up there, you have to participate in the stuff that they do. And back to what Tokyo Toni said about the whole entire everything being flipped right now, we are actually living that in this day and age. People actually get glorified for doing bad stuff, like the drill rappers. Every time they do something wrong, their fans are glorifying them. And it just brings me back to the fact that people, they want to call themselves a goat, something that represents Baphomet. And it's shameful if you're called a sheep, something that's supposed to represent Jesus or God. But instead of being a sheep, which is quote unquote a follower and being good, everybody rather take the route of being the goat because that's what they're being shown. They're being shown, choose yourself, be for yourself. Don't worry about the next person. Do what you have to do to get what you're going to get. And I think, Blac Chyna is in that era where she wants to have more than what she has because, yeah, everybody knows Blac Chyna, but I don't think that she has the fame that she wants. I think she wants more than what she has. What we're seeing her do now, I feel like it's her way of trying to break through that surface level and become a bigger star. So we are going to be seeing a lot more symbolism from her, I believe.
That's a very good point that you made a few seconds ago when you mentioned how everything has been inverted. If we look at it, that's what Satanism is, though. That's what Lucifer's goal has been from the beginning. He's flipping everything and turning good into bad and bad into good. That has been his goal, and that's what he's been doing the entire time. And also, I believe Blac Chyna has been a part of the Masonic Order for a long time now. I don't think that this is something recent. What I think that's going on is that her mother just recently discovered it or started seeing the signs for herself because she wasn't really in the industry prior. To think that she's able to go into her house and discover all these things, that's one thing that blew my mind, because these people think that these people just do all this satanic stuff on camera for, shock value, for clout, for attention. We just saw with Toni that Blac Chyna has this satanic stuff hidden in her own home. So she comes home to this stuff and uses this stuff at home, away from the cameras, away from the public eye, just showing that this is what she's into, showing that this is truly what she actually practices. This is who she worships. Baphomet worship is a real thing, and it's gone back to the Knight Templars. The Knight Templars became the Masons. Jacques, which was the Grand Master of the Templars, he escaped when the Templars were being destroyed, and he managed to hide and then create the Masonic Order. That's why the Masons and the Templars are intertwined. Within Freemasonry, there's Templar degrees, and especially, like I mentioned earlier, the child organization for Freemasons that's called the De Molay organization is actually named off of a Templar, Jacques de Molay. All of the information is in the open, and the Freemasons can deny that they don't worship Baphomet all they want, but they've already been accused of it several times. This is what Freemasonry represents, enlightenment. And as Crowley just stated, the person who's given enlightenment to them is Lucifer. That's why they look at him in the way they do. But you made some very good points, especially like with the drill music. Drill music is all evil and corruption, but they managed to flip it into a good thing. They glorify the evil. But that's just another example that shows that good has been flipped to bad and bad has been flipped to good. They inverted everything just like they do with the cross. This is what Crowley meant when he said he was going to bring in the Order of the Aeon. He's managed to convince the people that God doesn't exist. The only God on earth is you. You do what you want and get what you want. And that's what the whole entire system of the occult represents.
And I think it's just really crazy because, all of this that's going on now, all of the stuff that we're seeing today, how everything has been flipped, this is not something that happened one day to the next. This is something that they've had in the works, literally planning for decades upon decades, manipulating us, conditioning us, getting us to fall in line. And we have, unfortunately, fell victim to that each and every time. And we have done exactly what they wanted to. And this is why our world has gotten to the way that it has gotten to.
Very true. Back to the Toni. What's interesting to me about the Toni situation is that I think that they're just letting her talk because of the simple fact that most people aren't even going to believe her at this point. The Masons know that the world is too conditioned. You bring up any truth, you show them any proof of the Masons running the world, and people just say that they don't believe in that Illuminati stuff. So the Masons have succeeded. The Masons have achieved their goal of tricking the masses, of having the masses think that everything that questions the way things work is a conspiracy theory. And they've tricked the people to believe the Masons have no power, when historically, and still to this day, the Masons run Hollywood, politics, the music industry. This is not just the land of the free. This is the land of the free and accepted Masons. Honestly, we must pray for Toni because what she's currently doing, I feel like it might cost her everything. The people that she's talking about, the stuff that she's saying, they're not going to take lightly to this. This is the type of stuff they wipe people out for. Well, that's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for coming by. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Goodbye, everybody. I hope you guys had a great day.
I just want to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you'd like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the Truth Fish store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make goes directly to helping the channel and furthering Truth Records. Also, please leave a comment on your thoughts below and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified when I drop new videos. If you like this video, please leave a like as it helps other people find these videos. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram and follow me there for more truth. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.